Hey, let me ask you something. When you stepped on that court with injured, did he have a glow?
He had the orange joint.
It kind of surprised me in a way when Paul Pierce said that he met Muhammad Ali and it wasn't the same.
Another famous moment came when Jordan backed off the 5 feet 3 inches guard Muggsy Bogues in a crucial possession.
Oh yeah, he's like, shoot it, you midget. Like, he loves the clutch. He dominates in the clutch. He's calm, he's poised in the clutch. He never folds in any way when it comes to being in the clutch, Hey,
let me ask you something. When you stepped on that court with injured, did he have a glow?
I swear to God, he had the orange joint. Hey, listen, I'm not even laughing.
No, look, so look,
you ever look into the sun? Don't do this, but look into the sun. And if you look into the sun and look back at something, you're going to see like a green, right? Man, listen, and you know, from North Carolina, to hear that,
Jordan, you going to see orange?
Lord, listen, I'm in Chicago. I hear it. The nigga walk out here, I swear to God, it seems like everything is stopped. This nigga is moving like in slow motion. Every motherfucker in here looking at him, and he know it.
Right.
Never seen a nigga on the stage like bro, you know, MJ.
So he came up in this suit, I swear. It was like looking into this light, dead into this light when he walked in the room. And you couldn't, like, he was just glowing. Like Bruce Leroy. Like, it was like, damn, that's Mike right there. I'm in college too. So I had a chance to shake his hand and take a picture with him. But I don't know if I ever met another person like that in my life or seen that. Like, I can't even think of no other superstar, whether it's sports or actor, to where I saw them and was just like, it was like mesmerizing to just see them in person.
And you got to meet Muhammad Ali in real life.
Yeah, I did get to meet Muhammad Ali.
He had a presence?
Yeah, he definitely. I forgot about that. Muhammad had a presence. And actually,
Muhammad Ali's presence?
Muhammad Ali had a presence. I sat on the couch and I got a flip with him.
I seen that. You got
that was crazy. Yeah, that was crazy.
There are moments in basketball when the game feels larger than life, almost like a legend unfolding in real time. Kevin Garnett once recalled the first time he shared the court with Michael Jordan, and the experience felt surreal. It was as if time itself had stopped, the crowd fell silent, and the energy inside the arena shifted. When Jordan stepped onto the floor, the atmosphere instantly changed. The lights felt brighter, and the tension grew stronger. Garnett described it like looking straight at the sun, something so powerful you could barely face it without feeling overwhelmed. Even though he had already met a global icon like Muhammad Ali, Garnett admitted Jordan's presence felt completely different. It wasn't just confidence or fame. It was a kind of electric energy that filled the entire building the moment he appeared. Once that powerful aura took over, everything else on the court, the strategies, the matchups, the X's and O's, suddenly felt less important. Opponents often seemed defeated before the game had even started. One look, one comment, even a small smirk from Michael Jordan could shift the entire energy of a game.
So yeah, I mean, that is a great way of explaining it. Looking at the sun and just seeing like the sun rays, and once you look at the sun for a while, it starts to get a greenish to your eyes. It starts messing with your eyes, but he just has that aura. And that's a real thing. I guess when you look up to somebody and you never think you're going to ever see them or meet them, or maybe you do, when it happens, it's kind of unexpected. That shows how much impact Jordan has over a lot of other players, because it's not the same thing. I don't be hearing the same thing about other players. It's always about Jordan. So it's like, he's the greatest of all time and he's in the room right now. It's like, that's just going through your mind. It's like your brain is like, oh my gosh, I've watched this guy over and over again. I've always said he's the best player ever. And he's right here, right now. And he just had that aura, that intense mentality, that attack mode he has. Just him just being there, just knowing what he's done for basketball, all the effort he put in the games, the athletic ability, and he just maxed out his potential. Just to be in a room with that guy right there, you could see his aura radiating off of him, based off of just what your mind would even think of beforehand. It kind of surprised me in a way when Paul Pierce said that he met Muhammad Ali and it wasn't the same. Like, it was still like starstruck, but it's Muhammad Ali. He's one of the biggest athletes of all time, one of the best athletes of all time. But he met Jordan. It was different. It was a total difference. It's like sun rays just raying off of him like aura. Just you could just see his aura. You could feel his aura just walking into the room, seeing him. That's the impact he has. He's probably one of the greatest athletes, if not the greatest athlete of all time, based off of just how the impact he has on people and the feelings they get when they see him. It's like, oh my gosh, he's here. So you can tell just by his impact, just impact alone, he is probably the most impactful, probably the most influential basketball player to ever touch a basketball, based off of what people have said.
That's why the stories about him go far beyond numbers and statistics. They sound more like confessions from players who experienced the storm firsthand. Many rivals even gave him the legendary nickname Black Jesus. As the most intimidating presence in NBA history, Jordan left memories that players still talk about today. Of course, other greats also carried that same fear-inducing energy. Legends like Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal had it too, but Jordan's aura felt like something on an entirely different level. Across the NBA, many legends carried a terrifying presence on the court. A 7-foot, 300-pound force like Shaquille O'Neal could dominate the paint like pure destruction. Defenders feared being crossed over and left sliding across the floor by Allen Iverson while the crowd exploded. And Larry Bird could shatter confidence with just a few words, famously walking into a three-point contest and asking everyone who was going to finish second. But even with all that legendary swagger, none of them controlled a room quite like Michael Jordan. Jordan wasn't just great, he was ruthless, competitive to the core, and never afraid to punish anyone who doubted him. When Nick Anderson once joked that 45 isn't 23, after Jordan briefly wore number 45, the league laughed for a moment. But the second Jordan returned to number 23, the laughter disappeared, and the message was clear. Around the NBA, one rule quickly became clear: you never poked the bear when it came to Michael Jordan. Players learned the hard way that making him angry usually ended badly. Stories about it spread across the league like warnings. In one game, a player bragged at halftime because he had scored 10 points while Jordan had only 4. But by the final buzzer, Jordan exploded for 44 points while that same player faded into the background.
That was Reggie Miller.
That was the kind of competitor Jordan was. If he couldn't find motivation, he would create it himself. Before the 1992 NBA Finals, some analysts even suggested that Clyde Drexler might have the advantage as a shooter. For Jordan, that was all the fuel he needed. Michael Jordan responded the only way he knew how, on the scoreboard. During the 1992 NBA Finals against the Portland Trail Blazers, he erupted for 6 three-pointers in a single half, setting a finals record and piling up 35 points in just 24 minutes. Then there was another unforgettable night when La Bradford Smith dropped 37 points on the Chicago Bulls and reportedly told Jordan, "Good game, Mike." Whether those words were actually said didn't matter. Jordan convinced himself it was disrespect. The very next night, he came back with fury, scoring 36 points by halftime alone.
That's probably the worst decision he's ever made. There's no way he told Michael Jordan good game after he just dropped 37 on him. You know Jordan's going to come back. He's going to take that personally. I'm just confused with that because it's like you play against, I don't know how many times that guy played against Jordan. Maybe it was a couple of times, maybe he's a handful, maybe he's not too familiar about how Jordan reacts to certain things. I don't know if he intentionally did that as disrespect. Maybe it was just respect. But Jordan, in his mind, he's like, I need a reason. You just told me good game, and you dropped 37 on me. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna keep that in mind. I'm gonna lock that into the chamber, into my mind. We're gonna see next time I play you. I'm giving you 50, and we're gonna see who has a good game. That type of thing. That's how Jordan thinks.
That was the mindset that defined him. Jordan didn't just aim to win the game. He wanted to crush your belief and leave no doubt about who ruled the court. Even his teammates understood how dangerous that competitive fire could be in NBA games. One teammate once recalled a young player having a great night while a veteran encouraged him from the bench. Michael Jordan overheard the praise, walked over calmly, said a few words, and then exploded on the court. A huge lead quickly disappeared as Jordan turned it on. In the 1995 NBA playoffs against the Charlotte Hornets, he jumped from 18 points to 40 in what felt like moments. Another famous moment came when Jordan backed off the 5 feet 3 inches guard Muggsy Bogues in a crucial possession, daring him to shoot. Bogues took the shot and missed, and many later said the moment shook his confidence. Then there was Dikembe Mutombo.
Oh, yeah. He's like, shoot it, you midget. and he missed it. It was like an open shot. Jordan's presence and I guess people fear him. But in that situation, Muggsy Bogues had an open shot. I believe it was a game winner. Jordan didn't even put a hand up. He was at the block. Muggsy Bogues might have been at a mid-range, or I don't even know. But Muggsy Bogues told this story. And man said, "Shoot it, you midget." He probably said it in an intimidating way. Jordan is intense. So that shook him, and he missed the shot. It was an open shot. It's Muggsy Bogues. Like he makes open shots. But because Jordan said those words, it threw him off. It shook him. He's like, he's not gonna guard me. This is disrespectful. He just said, "Shoot it, you midget." Like he just playing with his mind. And Jordan knew he was gonna miss it. Like at that moment, it's crazy how he could put that much stress on somebody without even putting a hand up. Crazy.
Who once claimed Jordan had never dunked on him. Jordan answered immediately in the next matchup, soaring for a dunk and even copying Mutombo's famous finger wag right afterward. The message was always the same: challenge Jordan, and he would respond louder. After dunking on John Stockton, the owner of the Utah Jazz, Larry H. Miller, shouted from the sideline, "Pick on someone your own size." On the very next play, Michael Jordan attacked the rim again, this time dunking over 7 feet, 1 inch Mel Turpin and yelling back, "Is he big enough for you?" That was Jordan's mentality. Everything became personal. During the 1992 Summer Olympics, Christian Lettner once beat him in ping pong. Jordan barely spoke for days, secretly bought his own table, practiced alone, and came back determined to win. His obsession with competition showed up everywhere. During timeouts with the Chicago Bulls, he even hustled teammates for money on Jumbotron races, sometimes tricking guys like Scottie Pippen just to win a bet. That same intensity carried into practice. Jordan fought with teammates like Steve Kerr and Will Perdue, mocked Bill Cartwright, and relentlessly trash-talked players like Scott Burrell, moments later shown in the documentary The Last Dance. Some teammates believed it was toxic, while others thought it was the secret behind winning championships. Jordan even pushed young players like Kwame Brown hard during his time with the Washington Wizards. And even when facing rising stars like Kobe Bryant, Jordan's message stayed sharp. You could wear his shoes, but filling them was another challenge entirely. All that talk only mattered because...
Ooh, that one hurt. I know that one hurt when he said that to Kobe. Oh my gosh. Jordan's ruthless. But Kobe came back, and I think he had like a 40-something point game against Jordan when he was on the Wizards. 40, 50-point game. I can't remember, but it was like he said that, and Kobe ended up going off the next time he played Jordan. Because Kobe is definitely like another carbon copy of Michael Jordan when it comes to mentality and his game, when it comes to the fundamentals. But his passion for the game, looking for a reason, someone's talking trash, I'm going to take that reason and use it as my drive to go and dominate you, and demolish your team. Not just beat you, but embarrass you, dominate you, and show you that you will never talk to me like that again. Because it's like, this is Wizards Michael Jordan, and this is Lakers Kobe. He's like getting closer to his prime, probably in his prime years, kind of. But it's like right before Shaq's about to leave, I think. That's actually crazy. Someone that you like look up to and you emulate their game. It's like, you can wear my shoes, but you can't fill them. That's crazy. I'm not gonna be able to fill my shoes, but it's Jordan, so it's like you kind of can back that up. But I really feel like Kobe was the closest for sure.
As Michael Jordan could always back it up on the court. Practices with the Chicago Bulls were described by teammates as pure battles, sometimes tougher than the actual games. Jordan never demanded effort from others that he wasn't willing to give himself. From the moment he entered the NBA, he made his presence felt, even dropping 37 points in just his third career game and quickly establishing himself as one of the league's most unstoppable scorers. His high-flying style was something the league had rarely seen before. One of the most legendary nights came against the Cleveland Cavaliers, when Jordan erupted for 69 points, even telling Craig Ello exactly how he planned to beat him, and then doing it anyway. Legends still talk about the night they watched Michael Jordan soar from one side.
That's that Larry Bird trash talk. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do and then do it to you. And there's nothing you can do about it. That's that Larry. That's where he got it from. For real.
Of the lane and glide across the paint for a finish that left even veterans stunned. But his greatness wasn't only about scoring. Jordan's defense was just as ruthless, constantly locking down opposing wings and becoming one of the all-time leaders in steals in the NBA. In 1988 against the Boston Celtics, he even recorded 8 steals in a single half. His final iconic moment with the Chicago Bulls came in the 1998 NBA Finals, when he stripped Karl Malone and calmly buried the game-winning shot that secured his 6th championship. Throughout his career, Jordan delivered 28 game winners, including 9 buzzer beaters, an NBA record. He thrived in those tense seconds before the shot, leaving silence in the...
Clutch is not even the word. Oh my gosh. He dominates in the clutch. Like, he loves the clutch. He's calm. He's poised in the clutch. He never folds in any way when it comes to being in the clutch. Like, that's why I feel like he is the GOAT, because he's never shaken in those moments. He never folds in those moments. There's a bunch of superstars now. LeBron had a moment where he blew it against the Mavs, but it wasn't that many moments where that's happened. There's a lot of times where he plays well and he just loses. But there's one series where he actually blew it, but that never happened to Jordan. He's never lost. Like, when he wins a series, it's never got to 7 games. It's always been like 6 games. And he's never lost in the finals. That's domination. When he gets to the end of the game, you could tell from just the stats, he does not fold at all. He loves the clock counting down for him to get a game winner. He loves that. He loves the ball being in his hands when that happens. It's like, no, you're not giving it to anybody else. I might give you an exception where it's like everybody knows I'm going to shoot it, so I'm going to throw it to Steve Kerr, and he's going to hit that game winner because he's going to be open, and Steve Kerr can shoot that thing. So, yeah. But Jordan loves it.
Arena and heartbreak for whoever stood on the other side. And the most chilling part of it all, none of these moments are myths. This wasn't a myth, it was reality. Teammates experienced it, rivals feared it, and anyone who watched Michael Jordan saw it with their own eyes. The numbers were incredible, but his aura was something even greater. So the real question remains, can any player in today's NBA truly match that level of fear and dominance? The debate still continues. After Jordan retired in 1998, the mighty Chicago Bulls dynasty quickly fell apart. In the 1999 season, they hit rock bottom with a humiliating 49-point game against the Miami Heat, one of the lowest scoring totals in the modern era. That single number said everything. Jordan himself had 39 games scoring at least 49 points, meaning one man could nearly outscore an entire team. And even years later, that competitive fire never disappeared. In 2007, at age 43, while hosting his own basketball camp, Jordan was challenged by O.J. Mayo, who at the time was the top high school player in the country. Even years after retiring, Michael Jordan still carried that same ruthless competitive fire. At one of his basketball camps in 2007, the young star O.J. Mayo started talking confidently in front of everyone, claiming Jordan couldn't guard him anymore. Jordan calmly shut the camp down, sent the kids to bed, and handled it himself. His message was simple and cold. Mayo might be the best high school player in the world, but Jordan was still the best player in the world. From that moment on, Mayo couldn't win a single game against him. That was Jordan. Even in his 40s, he was still humiliating future pros just to remind them who they were dealing with. Stories kept circulating of him beating professional players one-on-one well into his 50s, turning what felt like a dream matchup into a brutal lesson. Of course, Jordan wasn't perfect. Early in his career during the 1980s, insomnia pushed him toward using beer to help him sleep. At times he even joked about showing up to games after a couple drinks, once saying he smelled beer on his jersey, saw 3 rims when he looked at the basket, aimed for the one in the middle, and still dropped 30 points by halftime. The legend around Michael Jordan only kept growing. Teammates and friends told stories of him playing 36 holes of golf, drinking a few beers, then walking into an arena and dropping 40 points on the Cleveland Cavaliers. One betting partner even recalled Jordan predicting the outcome of a game after another long day on the golf course.
No, everybody could do that. You just gifted. You're just gifted, honestly, as a basketball player. Obviously, no one is going to recommend that in any regard, but it's Michael Jordan. He knows what he could do. He knows what his tolerance is. The fact that he's even shooting at the basket and there's 3 ribs, he sees 3 rims and he shoots for the middle one and he goes for 40. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. I need to look into those stories and actually do a video on them, because that's actually crazy. Okay, I've said this in the other video, but there's a thing out there where it's like, for the flu game, people saying that Jordan wasn't actually sick, he had a hangover. I know some people that used to play in the NBA in that time. You know, Andrew Wiggins, his dad, Mitch Wiggins, he just passed recently. So rest in peace to Mitch Wiggins. But there was a thing in the NBA going around, as he said. I remember growing up, him telling stories about Jordan and stuff, and saying how they don't think he was sick. They think he had a hangover, and the next day did what he did, but he was like hungover, and he still, you know what I'm saying? That's the flu game. So when I hear stories like this, I'm like, oh, I could see why people would think that. We don't actually know. The story is that he ate a bunch of pizzas. The reason why I know that is because my whole family grew up with Andrew Wiggins' family and stuff, and we all knew Mitch Wiggins. I'm from Toronto and in the Vaughan, Ontario area. So like my brother played basketball with Andrew Wiggins. So just from when I was younger, I heard stories like that. Mitch Wiggins saying, I don't think he was actually sick. He had a hangover against Utah. So, I mean, if that's the story that people are going with, the pizza thing, I mean, I guess, but it could just be rumors out there or whatever. But that's what I've heard. That's what I've heard growing up, listening to stories when Mitch Wiggins was talking. So, yeah, but that was a good video. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm about to get into a prayer. If you guys are new here, I pray at the end of my videos. So yeah, let's bow our heads. In the name of Jesus, I pray whoever's watching this video, bless them from the crown of heads to the soles of their feet. Allow them to be strong in their mind, body, and soul. Whoever's going through trials and tribulations in their week, allow them to be 100% with a clear conscience when they give their life to God, when they trust God, and not give in to the stress. So the stress that the devil's trying to put into your mind, the little things that the devil's trying to put into your mind and make you a pessimist and not an optimist, that is the enemy trying to get into your mind and not trust God. You have to trust God all the way. When you give your life to Christ, you have to give him all your cares, give him all your burdens, give him all your stress, give him all your anxiety, and cast it all on him. So everything you're going through, you have to cast it all on him. You have to be in complete tranquility and peace with what God will do in the future when you are obedient to him. So once you are obedient to him, you have to repent for your sins and not worry about them and not look back and say, oh, I'm so ashamed. No, God knows you. God loves you. He knows that we're flawed in our flesh, but in the spirit, we are anointed, we are righteous, and we show love, and we are made to show love to our brothers and sisters in Christ through Jesus. So in the name of Jesus, I pray, allow everybody to do that and put that as their number one thing. Jesus Christ, following him, trusting in him, and allow everybody to do that. So in the name of Jesus, I pray, and that's what stay blessed, stay lit, and I'm out.